students, welcome back to class. Today we have a new student. His name is Jake Paul. No, that's not him. That's somebody in a robot costume or something. But we're going to be watching him. He's apparently a boxer. And look at the title of his video. The most important day of my life. And we know what that is. That's our Vegan Declaration Day. The day that we declare that we are going to stop hurting animals, stop paying for their abuse, stop hurting the chickens in the industries, stop hurting the pigs, the cows, eat other healthy foods. Remember, veganism is great for animals, the environment, and human health. And by the way, if you ever want some recipes, you can go to bosch.tv. Whoop, I'm not very good at holding this card here. Bosch.tv. All right, so let's see if Jake Paul talks about any of these wonderful things like veggies, fruits, nuts, and seeds. I'm going to be taking notes on my card here, and every time he does something good, I'm going to give a check mark. Every time he does something bad, I'm going to give him an X. So if he talks about veggies, fruits, nuts, and seeds, and different kinds of vegan foods, he gets a check mark. And every time he talks about something to do with well, anything that's off subject, really, he's going to get an X. So we're on top. We're going to listen to him talking about the most important day of his life.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is cracking? YouTube, this is it. The biggest moment of my life.
The biggest moment of his life, his happy Vegan Declaration Day. So exciting. This is so great.
You've all been a part of this journey thus far. It's been ups and downs and lefts and rights, but tomorrow comes to its pinnacle. I'm not good at these videos, but...
Oh, tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow he's going to declare his Vegan Declaration Day. Okay, well, that's okay. You know, it takes 100 clicks until you become vegan. It takes a little while to get it into your... Whoops, banging things here. It takes a while to get it into your head, all the facts about how it's so important to do this for the future of our planet. And you also have to feel for the animals. You have to watch the important documentaries, right? Oh, by the way, if you haven't yet, don't forget to watch don'twatch.org. It's only 6 minutes long. I'm going to leave it there for a sec. Don'twatch.org. Do you remember the address? Is it don'twatch.org or don'twatch.com? It's don'twatch.org. All right, don'twatch.org. It's a funny name, right? I know, I wouldn't have named it that. But it's a great documentary. It shows you what goes on in the meat, dairy, and egg industries so you can make informed choices and you can be vegan too.
But I just wanted to talk to you guys before this fight because it's the biggest moment of my life. And you guys have been there the whole way, so I want to...
So he wants to talk about the fight, so why is he talking about it being a fight to become vegan? Well, it's because we're faced with a world full of people who put dead animals in front of us all the time. I mean, you're driving down the highway and you see these billboards of all these restaurants that are advertising these dead bodies in burgers and wings that were ripped off of innocent chickens who never did a single thing wrong to us. I mean, everywhere we go, we live in a carnist world. We live also, sadly, in a vegan-phobic world where people who try to tell the truth about what the animals are going through, they get attacked, even though they're just the messengers. I mean, that would never happen if you are in a world where you're trying to protect Black people or the LGBTQ community. People don't attack the messengers, but they do attack vegan animal defenders, unfortunately. But if we have Jake Paul on our side, that will be great because he's a boxer. And he's going to be a real asset to our community here.
I love you, I appreciate you, and I'm putting it all on the line tomorrow. And this fight means everything to me. This one's for Shadow.
Shadow? This one's for Shadow. Oh, who's Shadow?
Some of you guys know.
Oh, maybe Shadow is an animal who died. Yeah, I understand. You're going to dedicate your Declaration Day to... Was this a pet of yours? Or maybe this is because you feel bad because you paid somebody to murder a baby cow in the industry. I mean, in the industry, it's awful what they do to baby cows. You know, the baby boys, they are ripped away from their mothers when they're born. It's called kidnapping. Then they slice their necks. They take their delicate skin and they turn them into leather handbags. It's awful. Baby boy cows, because they'll never be able to give milk in the industry, so they're considered useless. So it's just horrible. Same as baby boy chicks. You know what they do to them? Same thing. Because they'll never be able to lay eggs, they put them in this giant assembly line and they look at their gender, and if it's a boy, they put him on the assembly line and he falls down, down, down into these cutting blades and they slice him into a million pieces. Just an innocent baby boy chick. So yeah, we do have a fight ahead of us to try to make sure that people know that this is wrong. And again, go and watch this, don'twatch.org. There you find out everything you need to know. and they'll help you to become vegan. And don't forget, you can also go to bosch.tv for recipes. I have another card there, bosch.tv. There. That's just a site that I found. It's just because the recipes there are so cool. They are just really short, and they are just like beautiful videos, like a minute long, and fun music and stuff. So I just thought I would let you guys know about that. I don't get any money from them or anybody of any of these people, actually. But anyway, let's keep listening to Jake Paul's coming out of the closet speech to become a vegan animal rights activist. His vegan declaration day.
My security guard passed away.
Oh, who passed away was his security guard. Oh, that's too bad. I wonder what his security guard was defending. Maybe his security guard was defending the animal rights activists when they are trying to give their messages. Yeah, a lot of people attack animal rights activists because they just don't want to hear the message. I'm so sorry to hear that.
9 days ago, and he's gonna be here fighting with me through this battle.
Yeah, but where are you exactly? What is this? This looks like some sort of a boxing place. What are you fighting exactly? Wait a second. Are you talking about your vegan declaration day? What are you talking about? Okay, I'm gonna have to give a few grades here. So I'm gonna give you a check mark for showing up to class. That's always good. But I'm gonna have to give you a few X's here because I noticed that we're already past halfway through your presentation. You still haven't talked about the chickens and what they go through, how they're genetically modified to grow too big, so big that they can't even stand. I didn't hear you talk about the cycle of violence that is the dairy industry. I didn't hear you mention any vegan products. I didn't hear you mention vegan cheese. Did you talk about vegan ice cream at all? No. Did you promote veganism or even say the word vegan yet? Jake Paul. No. Did you talk about the leather industry? How awful it is that we shouldn't be wearing leather or that we shouldn't be stealing honey from bees? Did you talk about stealing and how it's wrong? Don't steal. I don't know, Jake Paul. Let's keep listening.
Tomorrow we go to war, and I promise you guys, I promise to my friends, I promise to my family.
Tomorrow we go to war. But what does this have to do with... Where are you? Are you in a boxing ring? Are you talking about going to war against people who hurt animals? Like an important war? Or are you just talking about fighting another human in some sort of a ring? Oh my God. Jake, if that's what this is about, I'm giving you an X for that. Okay, this has nothing to do with the most important day of your life. Beating up some man?
Put on a fucking show and get this knockout.
A knockout? You want to knock somebody unconscious? Why? Oh, maybe because he's eating animals? But then you are too. Are you? I haven't heard anything about veganism. I have a bad feeling about this. You're a carnist, aren't you? You're a speciesist. You're a speciesist. Either way you pronounce it. You are somebody who doesn't care about animals. You care about yourself. Are you here just promoting yourself and a fight?
I think 6 years ago I was a landscaping kid in Ohio getting $10 an hour. Now at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
You're at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and you think that that is better than your $10 an hour that you used to have when you were younger? You were a landscaper? A landscaper? That means you were working with the land. I don't understand. How do you possibly think that what you're doing now is any better than that? Working with the land, helping plants to grow. Were you growing carrots? What were you growing? Were you growing peppers? Broccoli? Kale? I didn't hear you mention any of these. Were you growing tomatoes? Or garlic? What were you growing in your garden? Beans? Peas? Oh my God, I didn't hear you mention any of these. Unfortunately, I have to give you X's because you had a perfect opportunity in your speech here today to say these things.
doing massive, massive events.
You're doing massive of events and you're proud of that? Beating up somebody? No, you should be proud if you're doing massive vegan events, talking about veganism, talking about the most innocent victims on this planet, the animals. They are still suffering a holocaust. The holocaust never ended for the animals, Jake Paul. Why the fuck aren't you vegan yet? What is taking you so long?
I love you guys. This is just the start.
You love us because we pay you money? That's why you love your audience, because they pay you money to watch you hurt another human being? What a waste of time. What a waste of your life. You could be using all of your muscles to go in there and save animals from harm. You could be holding a protest sign. That would be a good use of your muscles. You could be telling people not to eat at any of these fast food places. And you could be encouraging people to go and watch this important documentary to understand why we must all be vegan going forward. You need to use your brain, Jake Paul, and your heart. I'm sorry, but I've just heard nothing about veganism. You haven't mentioned a single fruit. You didn't talk about bananas. You didn't talk about kiwis, apples, oranges, grapes. You didn't talk about pineapples. You didn't talk about smoothies. You didn't talk about oatmeal and how healthy it is for you. You didn't talk about any other vegan athletes at all. Jake Paul. You didn't talk about how it's important to buy cars that don't have leather seats. Nope. Did you talk about any vegan animal defenders? Did you even mention any at all? Did you mention Earthling Ed? Did you mention Joey Carbstrong? Nope. Did you mention any other animal rights activists? Did you even go to Carnism Debunked? You should have mentioned that site. Carnism Debunked, you can go there and get an answer to all of your questions. Yeah, the guy who runs that site, his name is George Martin. Now, he's a hero. Yeah. Did you go to see Bite Size Vegan's videos? She has a lot of different videos. She's amazing. She has a whole bunch of videos that talk about how veganism is best for the environment, humans, and the animals. I'm sorry, Jake Paul, but you have only one check mark and you have so many X's. What a disappointment. Unfortunately, you don't pass this assignment. You failed this assignment, Jake Paul. I hope that the next time that you come into class that you will be able to pass. I invite you to do another presentation very soon. Come back to class and talk about veganism. Mention all of the things that I talked about. Veggies, fruits, nuts, seeds, put those in your shopping cart. Peace begins on your plate, so open up your heart, Jake Paul. To everyone else, thank you so much for being here. I will see you in the next video. And coming up on screen are going to be a bunch of other videos. Click on them if you like. If you haven't yet, hit the little subscribe button. I have a button here somewhere. I don't know where it went. Here it is. Subscribe. Subscribe to this video. Subscribe to this channel. Don't subscribe to him until he becomes vegan. Let him know that that vegan teacher said that he should become vegan. Send him some messages. Tag him. Say, Jake Paul, you have to be vegan for the animals. You have to help defend them. You can't be a wimp. If you find it hard, go to howdoigovegan.com, or like I said, go and get some recipes. Here you go. You have tons of money, right? So go and hire yourself a chef if you want. But you know what? Some of the poorest people on earth are vegan, because things like lentils and chickpeas, they don't cost a lot of money. Oats don't cost a lot of money. Pasta doesn't either. And local foods, potatoes are extremely inexpensive, and carrots. You can be 100% healthy being vegan. Thank you everybody for being here, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.